Okay, so first of all, you're supposed to have a play blast of this. Say movie file and an archive magazine file. So you should have a play blast. And Also in your my file, you should have a shot camera. So you only have the perspective camera, but there should be one that's like locked down that tells me what the shot is because I'm left to just guess. And yeah, this has a lot of problems with it. The feet keep, you're extending this beyond the length that foot. You're stretching it beyond. By now this foot's already lifted off the ground. So what you want to do is not have the body extend beyond where the foot go. What's going on with this foot? It shouldn't be rotating like that. Hmm. Oh, and you haven't referenced the rig in. So the other thing is, if you were supposed to have referenced the rig in, if we look back at the outline, if memory serves, I want to say it's module 11, page 11. Yes. So in Module 11, page 11, it talks about preparing your scene, and you're supposed to be bringing in your rig as a reference. So this explains referencing, and you're supposed to reference your rig in because then we can make the fixes to the rig separately, and it'll update it this file, and you'll have like a clean rig file instead of having it all combined. Yeah, I mean, and so you don't want to extend the body where it pulls beyond the leg. Also, something's wrong. Think it maybe it's the weighting. It's hard to tell, but let's go ahead and reset the pose here. Um, and that's not working. Great. Okay. Probably because the names are messed up because of the way you've imported it. Um, just trying to get things back to 0. Okay, let me just try and see what's going on here. That shouldn't be doing that. I think that's a weighting issue. That's interesting. Okay, why is this pulling off? Those shouldn't be moved separately. You should be moving the foot from this little cage thing, not from those circles. So only move this from here. Let's see what the roll does. Yeah, I think there's a weighting issue on the feet. Um, right mouse click, paint. But really, you should be. Why is it not giving me the skin cluster? That's very weird. Huh. Huh. I don't know why that didn't come up, but let's look for ankle. Just star, ankle, star. No, that's not. Is it capital? Okay. So it would be the left ankle in this case. Yeah, I can already tell that this is not right. So this should be painted 100% to the ankle. So we can replace with a value of 1 and just paint, that should all be. But again, the thing is that you shouldn't be doing it in the file with the environment. You should have a separate rig file that's kept clean, and then you should be fixing that rig file. Something like that. Let's just isolate this real quick. And then, then the, let's unisolate it, and then the toe, select influence, and this should be all on the toe. And that's why the shoe is getting all messed up, is because there was no weight on the toe. So I'm doing a really kind of quick and dirty job here, but yeah, I don't know if you actually watch these videos because you never seem to actually, respond or do any of the things I say or show you. Because I've been commenting on the shape of the shoe so many times. I've been commenting on your rig. I tell you other things, and nothing ever gets updated based on what I say. So, if you are actually watching these, it'd be nice to just say, "Hey, thank you. I am watching these," and and once in a while, maybe actually do some of the things I show you. It'd be really great. But anyway, so now, now the foot's moving proper, a little better with that, and the roll can actually work. I think you're going to have to fix the weights in the middle there as well. So what I would do is actually start over. I would go back to your scene file, reference and first fix the rig and fix the weights on the feet on the rig, then bring that in. And then when you do your poses, don't have them, you know, like way overextending you're going way beyond where these feet can reach. You shouldn't leave the control behind here. It should stay on the foot. If you're going that far, that means this is, that you're moving this too far for the feet. So yeah, I think you just need to do this again and really study your reference and try to match the pose of the character on this screen to what you have in the video. So kind of go forward a few frames, look where it looks like he kind of hits a pose, and then match all the different controls. Use all of the controls, the hips, the waist, the chest, the elbows, the wrist, the fingers, everything. You're only moving a few of the controls here. Like if we look at, what you've used, like if I select all of them and then go in the graph editor, not that many of these actually have animation, and most of them are flat. So for example, let's look side by side here. I'll put the graph editor here, and this has no keyframes on it. This has one keyframe on either end there. It should be keyframed for every pose. This has no keyframes on it. That has some. This has no keyframes on it. This has no keyframes on it. You're supposed to key every control, every pose. You're supposed to adjust every control, every pose to match the reference. What you did is just move a few of the parts around and stretched it way beyond where it can reach. So really you need to redo this. There's nothing useful in this file that you've sent me. And it's set up wrong. And the setup is covered, like I said, in Module 11, page 11. So please review that. Go back to your scene file, go back to your rig file, fix the weights on the rig's feet, then reference that into your scene file, and then every pose adjust every one of those curves on the character and key every one of those controls to every pose and really look at your reference.